So, next week starts our very first faction rally in Destiny 2. And I'm not going to be one of those guys that says, hey, pledge to this faction, right? I'm better than that, honestly, though. But what I can do is guide you down the path of understanding why one particular faction may be a wiser decision for you. So, in the words of Maui, shapeshifter, demigod of the wind and sea, hero of men and women, and mother of dragons, you're welcome. I heavily urge all of you to resist the temptation of pledging your allegiance to whichever one you favored in Destiny 1, or whichever one looks the coolest or prettiest, alright? I want you to think on what's the most functional for the current meta, what is going to be useful for you and your team. Now, to read strictly from the Bungie webpage, each faction has set aside a powerful weapon to entice players to choose their side. The faction whose guardians collect the most faction packages will be declared the winner. The winning faction will offer the weapon to everyone, but all who pledge loyalty will receive it with a huge discount as repayment for their contributions to their faction's cause. So, whichever faction wins, everyone's going to have access to this weapon, which is a cool thing. Now, it's important that you guys understand what options are available to each faction. Of course, the bonus prize of whatever that weapon is a really cool incentive, but that's not what you need to focus on right here. But for those that are curious, Dead Orbit is offering up a scout rifle, New Monarchy is offering up a sidearm, and Future War Cult is offering up a pulse rifle. So, that being said, let's dive into what we know. So let's start with Dead Orbit. Let's go in order. Now that armor right there is easily the most attractive to me. Personally, I think Dead Orbit wins it in the armor category, but it's not about the armor category. It's about what they have in terms of arsenal. Now what we have guaranteed is the pulse rifle, the hand cannon, the sidearm, and the shotgun. None of which will likely fit in the meta. Pulse rifles are unseen. Hand cannons have only been viable on PC so far. Sidearms, there's tons of good ones out there. Same as shotguns. So if I'm being completely transparent right here, I highly doubt any of these are going to influence the meta. One or two of them may hit as top of the tier, but it's still unlikely. As for shaders, each one of the factions now has 3 colors to apply to their shader. So this is going to be Dead Orbit with black, white, and now gray. Moving over to Future War Cult. Now, I've personally already been hands-on with their auto rifle. It is the upper tier auto rifle in the game right now. Everyone using your Uriel's gift, meet the number. This gun I have been able to use. I've taken it in trials. I've gone flawless with it. It is king dingling right now, and it's very interesting because it has some unique perks like extended mag, adding 6 extra bullets, and also a perk that allows the gun to become stronger the closer it gets to the end of the magazine, which is great for PvE and pretty damn nice for PvP too. Taking a look at the other 3 options, we have hand cannons, which are pretty good on console, but really definitely upper tier. You saw a lot of those with that extra precision available with mouse and keyboard. Really popular on PC. Same thing with the hand cannon available in Dead Orbit. That could be ridiculously good. We also have the scout rifle, which for everyone that knows right now, the meta is scout rifle and auto rifles. Auto rifles are so strong. Scout rifles are your option for long range, and it's very, very possible that this one could pretty much exist inside those same things. We also have the only sniper rifle available, and that one belongs to the Future War Cult. Now, me personally, I love sniping in this game. I have all of them, I collect them, and I like mixing and matching and trying them. Do we know if it's going to be any good? I don't know, but I'm sure we're going to find out. Either way, in terms of what is in meta right now, it's scouts and autos. This one has both of those. Hand cannons are pretty solid, and snipers are definitely a favorite amongst the community. So in my opinion, this one right here is a no-brainer for the best weapons available. Scooting over to the third and final faction, we have New Monarchy. Like how I casually just ignored how the armor looked on Future War Cult. Yes, that was intentional. Now this one, on the other hand, oh man, looks like royalty. And as I mentioned before, factions now pretty much have 3 primary colors to go with their scheme. So it's no longer just red and white for New Monarchy. They've thrown gold into the mix, and it looks really freaking crispy. Gotta be honest, the armor looks great. Now, the guns kind of look generic though, right? Like with Suros and other things in the mix, they don't look that good, but we're here about function. Now, we know the ones on the right are submachine guns and shotguns. That's no contest. We know exactly what those are. Now, the one on the left looks like the same art card of the Solemn Hymn auto rifle, so I'm willing to go on a stretch and say the first one's definitely an auto rifle. The second one also kind of looks like an auto rifle, though. I don't know what else that could be. Potentially a pulse rifle, but most of those have mags on the back instead of there in the center, so maybe a kinetic and an energy auto rifle, a double auto drop here from New Monarchy? Not sure. And, considering everything, that may not be the worst thing in the world, so I'm kind of curious to see where this one goes. Again, we don't know the stats on these weapons yet. Lots of stuff out there that are mystery. We've only been able to get a few of these from Cade's stash, one of which being the number, which you're watching right now, the Future War Cult one. And we know that one is top tier meta right now. You can use that in trials. It's the upper tier. But other than that, I haven't had any on-hands experience with some of the rest of them. We know the Scout's coming for Dead Orbit, the Pulse Rifle for Future War Cult, and the Sidearm for New Monarchy. I want to urge people to understand that sidearms are really good for PvE and PvP. People just haven't found out how good they are. So don't just discredit New Monarchy because you don't want a sidearm to win. None of those sound great for the meta, but any of them could be really solid options. Now, again, what I think this all boils down to is which weapon set is honestly the most functional. I doubt the armor are going to offer anything different. If the raid armor didn't give us anything, the armor is just going to be there for cosmetic purposes, just for appearance. So make your decision based on the weapons. And I feel like there is one clear choice here. It seems like the most solid base of weapons here you're going to have is going to be with the Future War Cult. You've got your auto rifle, what looks to be a really good scout rifle, the only sniper rifle, and of course a really good looking hand cannon. And if that faction wins by some miracle, you also have access to the pulse rifle. So I feel like they have the best arsenal to give you guys, the best variety, and the ones that are the most popular in the current meta, especially for Crucible. So you guys make your decision. I think it's a no-brainer, but you guys let me know down below which faction are you going to pledge your allegiance to. You guys take care. I got some more videos for you guys tomorrow. Subscribe, stay tuned, leave a like, all that good stuff. Squeeze some butts. Take care, boys.